Hi guys, it's your girl qochemist, and I'm popping on camera to do another sewing tutorial. So my last video, I think it was received very well. I think it was a great beginner's project. If you didn't see it, I made a bodycon dress using self-drafted patterns that I made based on other garments that I already have, and I use my overcasting foot, which is primarily the foot that I use for most of the seams of garments that I make. I think it's a great alternative if you don't have a serger to use that foot. And I received some feedback and people really enjoyed it, so I think I'm going to attempt another. In this video, I'm not using just some plain, unsewn fabric to begin with. I'm actually going to turn a maxi dress into a pair of palazzo pants. So just to give you a little bit of background, I've had this maxi dress. I bought it at TJ Maxx, and I've had it. Let me just go ahead and start showing it to you. I've had it for a couple of years, and I've never really worn it anywhere. I like it, but it's just kind of basic, if you will. And so my plan is to use the majority of the fabric that's down here as and turn it into pants. I love this border that it has here on the bottom, and so I want to use that as the bottom part of my pants. And so yeah, this is it. I'm probably going to preserve this top part and maybe turn that into some type of crop top if possible, but if not, the main goal is to have palazzo pants. To use the pattern that I plan to use is actually I'm going to just use a pair of pants I already have and that I know the fit is a good fit. And I'm actually just going to cut these out a little bit larger. So I'm going to fold this in half like so, making sure that I have the part for the crotch pulled out. And I'm going to trace around these, or basically cut around. I don't think I'm going to make a pattern from these. I'm just going to cut around this, and of course I'm going to make them wider because they're going to be palazzo pants. So yeah, stay tuned and I'll show you what I'm going to do next. Alright, so I'm back, and what I'm basically doing now is I'm trying to determine the length of where to cut off the bottom part of the dress so that I can keep this beautiful border here as the hem of my pants. So I've pretty much laid the pants over the bottom because I know the length of these pants is a good length, and they have a built-in waist band that's sewn on. I'm just going to probably do an elastic waist on these pants, so I think if I cut just a little bit above that, I should have plenty of room to fold over and incorporate elastic. So I kind of have an idea of where I need to cut. Another thing is this dress has a seam. I don't know if you can see that, but it has a seam just down the back, a center seam down the back. It didn't have side seams. So when I cut off the dress at the top up here, I'm actually going to I believe cut that seam open as well. I don't want to use that seam in the pants, and I don't want to have side seams if I can help it. So I want to be able to fold the fabric in such a way that I don't have to worry about that side seam. So I'm going to cut it off and come back. I'm trying to film this and hold the camera, so I'm going to cut it off and then I'll come back and show you what I have. Alright guys, so I'm back, and as you can see, I have cut off the top of the dress. And I have also cut the side seam that was in the dress out. And now I am left with this large piece of fabric with which to work. So I am going to fold it. I'm going to double it over twice so that I have no, so that I'll be able to cut on the fold twice basically. And I'll show you what I mean in just a second. And then I'm going to lay my pants out and start cutting. So I'll be right back. Alright, so I am back. I have folded the fabric and I have my pants laid out in the way that I want to cut them. I have the hem line of the pants in line with the hem line of the former skirt now fabric. And I am going to cut them much wider, as wide as I can to the print, you know, over. I'm going to cut over really wide because I want them to be a very wide leg pant. And just so you can see, I have 4 layers. 1, 2, and then this is doubled over 3, 4. So when I do this single cutting of around this pair of pants, I'm going to have 2 sides for the pants that I'm making, if that makes sense. So let me do that cutting and I'll come right back. Alright, so I'm back, and as you can see, I have traced all the way around the pants and left quite a bit of leg room here at the bottom because I want them to be a wide leg palazzo pants. So the next thing to do is going to be to sew it all together. Alright, so I'm back, and I don't know if you can tell, but I have actually flipped the fabric on the wrong side. So I have right sides facing together, which is how I'm going to do the sewing. And for those of you who aren't familiar with how to sew a basic pair of pants, I can put a link to some videos that I've watched that helped me tremendously on how to sew a basic pair of pants. But what I'm going to essentially do is, first I'm going to sew this part here and that part there, which will represent the crotch area of the pants. And once I've done that, I'm going to fold it where the side seams would be, and then I'm going to stitch the inside of the leg. So I'm going to do the crotch part first, and then I'll show you what I mean. So I'll come back after I've stitched it up. Alright, so I'm back, and I have stitched this part of the crotch and this part of the crotch. One will be the front and one will be the back. And now, as I mentioned, this part is still open. So what I'm going to do is try to do this on camera. I'm going to take this and basically going to put those 2 crotch seams together. And now that I have those 2 crotch seams together, that's the one in the back, that's the one in the front, you can see that we have something that looks more like pants. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch this inner seam for the legs. I'm going to stitch these 2 sides together. I'm going to stitch all the way up to the crotch center and down to the other side. And then I think I'll come back and show you how I'm going to put the elastic in. Alright guys, so I'm back, and as you can see, I have stitched up the inside parts of the legs up to the crotch, down to the other side. I did use my overcasting foot. I talked about that in my last video. I'll post a link to that video below. This is basically a foot that you can use on your regular sewing machine that kind of will give you the look of a serged edge, and I really like it, particularly for these stretch type garments. I think it definitely gives you a more secure seam, and it gives you a nice clean edge so that you don't really have to go back after the fact and clean it up and stitch away any excess fabric. So I really like it. Haven't used it so much on any type of non-stretch fabric, but I primarily only sew stretch knit type fabrics anyway. Now to the waist. So this is the raw waist right now. I am planning to put some elastic into the waist. So I am going to basically fold this waist band over. The elastic that I'm using is, I think this is about a 1/2 inch size elastic, so I at least want to create a casing that's wide enough for that elastic. So I'm just going to basically fold that over and maybe try to tuck under the raw edge as well and create a casing all the way around. Then I'm going to take my elastic that I've already measured. I pre-measured this elastic. I basically took the elastic, wrapped it around my natural waist just below my belly button, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a safety pin and feed the end of that through the casing that I create. Tons of videos on that already. I think I am going to link a video to how to make a basic pair of pants, and I think that video should also show you how to feed elastic through a casing. If you have sweatpants or any type of garment that has a drawstring and you've ever washed it and the drawstring came out, then you're probably familiar with how to get a string through a casing that's already made in a garment. So that's pretty much what I'm going to do, and the next time you see me, I will have my pants on. Alright guys, so I'm back and I'm super excited. I've added the elastic into the waistband of the pants, and they're pretty much ready to be worn. The bottom I did not have to hem, because if you recall in the first part of the video I mentioned that I was going to use the hem of the dress as the hem of the pants because it had that really cute border. So without further ado, let me show you what I have going on. Also, I just threw on the top part of the dress that I cut off. I don't know if I would actually wear this with the pants, but I just threw it on just to kind of give you an idea. Alright guys, so here goes. So let's see, can't see it. Here we go. So here are my new pants, you guys. They fit really nice up top, not super tight, but they do fit. And then as you can see, the legs are nice and wide, and I did keep the border on the bottom of the pants, which was my goal. I am super excited. I know that I will actually wear these. They're super comfortable. This fabric is a nice kind of slinky stretch fabric, so they're very comfortable. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. I am outside recording, so you probably hear cars in the background, but I hope you found this helpful. I'm not making these videos because I am some fashion designing guru, but I'm making them to show you how easy it can be to sew your own garments. So I hope this inspired someone. If you decide to make it, please, you know, if you follow me on Instagram, then post a picture and tag me there, or if you do a video, make sure that you send me the link, or shoot me an email or something, just to let me know that you made, you know, the pants and that you found the tutorial helpful. Alright guys,